Today's question of the day is brought to you by Morgan Gunn, and she asks, have you done something that nearly got you killed? Why, yes. A few things, for a matter of fact, whether it was nearly my fault or not my fault at all. So as far as I can remember, I remember one of the things I did that nearly got me killed, and this was not my fault. It's just in second grade, I think it was second grade. As far as I can remember, I think it was the second grade that we had a crosswalk. And of course we had a crossing guard. You know, the ones that wear the orange vest that has to hold up a stop sign in the middle of the street to stop all the other cars so that the children go pass through, because we didn't have a light system back then, or a traffic light system. And about like 7 years later that I finally added one, I was so mad. I'm like, really? I nearly got killed and now you decide to actually add that? Whatever happened to the crossing guard who actually reported this? They didn't even report it. Well, either way, I'm getting ahead of myself. That at the time, I was running late, and I had to go across the crosswalk, and I had to wait for the crossing guard to look both ways, and then held up the sign, and then I ran for it. I just gunned it. This was before that I used to love to run, and now I'm just lazy. But either way, I digress. That I just ran across the street while the crossing guard with the stop sign held up high. And as I was passing through, there was this red car that pretty much nearly sideswiped me. He nearly hit me. I was literally about a good, 2 feet before actually getting hit by that car. He didn't even stop. I have no idea whether he was distracted or just didn't care, but he nearly hit me. And I was shocked. I was really shocked. I just took 3 seconds left, I just took a double take, really, I almost got hit. But then I realized I'm still late for school. I didn't care. I just ran for it. And this was before I actually cared about, school back then. And now I kinda don't, but I do, in fact, see the importance of school and education, and I'm back in school. So don't get me wrong. It's kind of relieving not to actually go to school from time to time. Just saying. But either way, I nearly got hit by that car, and they never reported it. 7 years later, they finally added a traffic light system on that intersection where I nearly got hit. I'm like, really now? My god, you guys are late. Especially later on, they actually added a bus lane, because usually the cars and the bus lane shared lanes when they're picking up kids from school. It was so annoying as well. And they added some other things to the playground. I'm like, really? My god. Some of these things were broken down, and you finally decided to fix them. I gave up at that school. Either way, I kind of do miss my teachers. But let's move on. And another thing, I believe I actually talked about this in the worst pain I've ever felt, the first video. And that one was when I actually jumped the gap and tried to avoid meeting up with a black widow because I had arachnophobia. I still do to this day. It depends on what kind of spider it is. I'm still getting a little bit better of actually not being afraid of spiders, but it's just bad memories, bad childhood memories that's the reason why I'm afraid of them, except for tarantulas and some other spiders. But hey, it's just I pick and choose what spider I'm afraid of based on the memories I have of them. Okay, moving on. Now, what was the thing? That, yes, I jumped the gap. It was kind of like a good, I would say, 10 feet across that I tried to jump. Wait, it wasn't 10 feet across. Huh. I need to know my math. I think it was 6 feet across. I think that's more reasonable. 5, 4, 5, I don't know. Anyways, tried to jump the gap. I missed. My leg got caught on the wall, on the top wall type of deal. And it gave me a small gash. But it was a hill of skin. And of course that the gash was deep enough for me to actually see the bone. So that kind of creeped me out a bit. But still, I fell over, landed on my chest, which I could have easily fallen on my neck. Yeah, I could have died there too. And another thing I did that was stupid was I climbed my backyard fence. We had a chain linked fence at the time. But what I would do is that I would climb the fence and climb on the stone wall adjacent to the fence, and I was able to actually get to my neighbor's backyard because we would always go over to the neighbor's house, and that was quicker than me getting to the front door and walking all the way around. So I just chose the easy way and just went climbing up the fence. I accidentally slipped, and then since I was kind of at the top of the chain link, and it wasn't the one that has nubs on the top, it's the one that actually had pointers. So my chest hit the pointer and I got myself a small little cut. And that could have easily gone so wrong that good thing I actually fell backwards at an angle. Otherwise, my neck or the bottom of my jaw would have been the thing that actually got caught on the fence. Yeah, good imagery, right? And that's the third thing that nearly got me killed. What was another thing that nearly got me killed? I'm trying to remember. I can only think of a few more instances. Like the time where I actually was playing, it was at a different state. We were visiting some friends and they had a little nephew right there. And they had a little playground. Just one that you're able to climb up and close a trap door. But the thing was, they didn't have a trap door. So I was trying to play a little bit of hide and seek. I was trying to hide myself away from the little nephew. And all it was is that I picked up the board that was actually blocking the trap door, but I did not realize it at the time that what that purpose was. I stepped a few like little small steps back and I fell through the trap door. And luckily they actually had a somewhat of a deflatable small little pool down there, and they used that to hold up some tools or some, I don't know, some sand because they were working on the backyard. So I fell on top of that. I could have easily hurt my, what's it called? What was that? Well, I'm trying to remember my anatomy days. Well, I know I could have actually broken something in my pelvis. Probably broken my tailbone. I could have easily broken my neck because my neck was so close to the edge of the entrance of the trap door, it wasn't even funny. What I got out of it was that I got 2 broken fingers and one of them actually received nerve damage to where if I were to actually tuck in all my fingers, just tuck in all my fingers, not in a fist, but you know, like a halfway fist, one of my ring finger cannot actually tuck in all the way. And if I try to push it, it's really, really awkward, but I just cannot fully tuck it in. That's all it is. So that happened to me. I was stupid, kind of deserved it, but I guess I didn't break my neck or I didn't actually break my back or pelvis during the fall. So I was very, very lucky on that instance. And another thing, I've already talked about this when I was talking about my father actually being a hero, was simply, short and short, we were at the loading dock. We were safe on the loading dock just as long as that we don't actually get away from it because the current was a little bit strong that it could pick you up if you're just not doing anything. My friend had some flip-flops on and he was swimming in it, and when the flip-flops fell out, I went for it instinctively because I tried to help out, and I got sucked under the current, and my father jumped in to save my life by looking for me in the murky water, picking me up, and getting us to shore, which he could have died as well if he would have actually slipped and the current would have carried us both. So that was another thing, and I could have caused my father to die too, risking his life to save mine. Whew. What was another thing? I'm trying to remember. I don't think there's any more that I could actually remember in any instance that I could have gotten myself killed, but that was 5 things. 5 different instances where I could have gotten killed, and yet I have not died. So, yeah. If I would have died back then you guys would have never even known my existence today. So I'm grateful that I'm alive, I'm grateful that I'm still breathing, and I'm grateful to actually have this opportunity to actually talk to you guys something about my personal life. So 5 different instances that I could have died. Whether it be the almost being hit by a car, almost breaking my neck, almost cutting my neck open, almost drowning, and what was the other thing? I'm trying to remember. I have problems. Sometimes I just can't remember. Oh yeah, almost drowning. I think I said that, but hey, I need to learn how to count. So, if I would have died back then, none of this would ever be possible today, that you guys would have never heard me, and I would have not been making this video for you guys today. So just a little bit of light of perspective. So, this is a good question. Thank you, Morgan Gunn, for the question of the day. So if I gotta ask you the same question, have you done anything that almost got you killed? Whether it be your fault or not your fault? So tell us any stories about near-death experiences. Let's bring some light into this moment where we could actually be grateful that we're still living and we're still talking to our friends and we're still talking to people to this day. So let's just bring light into this. So that's all for today. If you guys have any answers that you want to put down in the comment section below, you may do so. If you want to make a video response, feel free to message me that you made a video response so I can annotate that video at the end of this video. And of course, as always, if you guys have any questions for me to answer, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Or if you have Twitter or Facebook, you can message me on that as well. And if I do answer your question for a video, I'll credit you verbally within that video. I will link your channel in the video description, and I will annotate your channel at the end of the video. giving you thanks for helping me out with something to do or something to talk about for that day. So, oh wait, it's almost there. Almost there. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. I'm just being more careful because I'm kind of multitasking, especially when I have the isolation shield right next to me, and it's kind of blocking my view half the time. Okay, so have a great day, everyone. I'm SorroKing090, and as always, I will see you in the next video.